Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked to be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah. You know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 and 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the chief and crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, all the fresh sophomores,
High school learning champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good afternoon, everyone, as we welcome you to Fletcher Field here in Woodland Park in Collinsville, as we get you set for some Kahok baseball action on the Kahok Sports Network as your Collinsville Kahawks return home to open up the conference portion of their schedule as they take on the Belleville East Lancers. I am Todd Duke. Once again, good afternoon, everyone, as we welcome you into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahawk Sports Network. Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives, all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville at 410 Regency Center. That is just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville, in that little office complex right across from Scott Credit Union and the Yamaha shop there on the Beltline. If you would like more information, give Dr. McCluskey and his crew a call at 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Kahawks come into this contest with an overall record of 6-2 under first-year head coach Ryan Warnicki. They won yesterday at Civic Memorial, 7-6 in comeback fashion, down 4-3 heading into the seventh. The Kahawks were. Kahawks take the lead with a 4-run 7th inning and took the lead at 7-4, and then they had to hold off the Eagles as they scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Sam Phelps went 3 for 4 in that game. Devin Bovinette 1 for 4 with a couple of runs batted in and a run scored. Belleville East, they come into this contest at 6-3 over the year, and they are coming off of a win last week against Madison East out of Wisconsin by a score of 7-1. That gives them back-to-back wins after a win over Granite City the game before that at 12-7. So 6-3 for Belleville East. Collinsville is 6-2. Had a chance a little while ago to catch up with Collinsville head coach Ryan Warnicki. We talked about the last couple of games against CM as well as the one against Muscuda, and of course this game coming up here against the Lancers, and we'll pass that conversation on to you next as the Chiropractic Works pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
After our rain-out third softball game at Edwardsville. It's been a while since we've had a game, and the last game we had was right here. Your Collinsville Kahok baseball team. Just a different opponent today as they welcome in Belleville East. And visiting with us now is Collinsville head coach Ryan Warnicki. Let's go back to last night. You guys have played a couple of games since the last time I saw you, so we'll start with the CM game last night. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, once again, our guys battled to the very last inning. These guys there's no quit in this team. They've proven it time and time again that even when we're down going into the 7th inning, we still have a fighting chance. We put up a 4 spot in the 7th and then found a way to hold on in the end.
Well, I saw that's the next thing I was going to mention. I saw that you guys scored 4 in the 7th. They came back with 2 in the bottom of the 7th. How much it was a battle was it to get those final outs?
It was definitely a battle. It was definitely we were hanging by a thread there. We put a couple runners on ourselves with a few walks, but our pitchers battled through it.
All right, the game before that, you guys had the distinction of going to face Muscuda, who at that point hadn't lost a game. You guys were on a 5-game winning streak yourself. You ended up losing that one. They stayed undefeated until yesterday when they lost to Belleville West 5-0. So tell us a little bit about what it's like to face a Muscuda team, because they're really good this year.
Oh, they're a very good team. 1 through 9, their lineup is solid. They didn't have a bad. There wasn't an out in their lineup that you just looked at and said, this is where we're going to get the outs. Every kid in their lineup was a tough out. And that puts a lot of pressure on your pitchers and your defense, because if you give up just one extra out, the rest of their lineup makes you pay. And their pitcher did a really good job of mixing speeds and keeping us off balance, forcing us to hit the ball on the ground a few times, and it took us a while to kind of figure a few things out there.
Do you can you use that as kind of a measuring stick for your team facing a good team like Muscuda?
Oh, absolutely. We look at. I try to make these guys see every opponent as equals, but definitely Muscuda being undefeated up until then, they knew something was a little different, and Muscuda has beaten us a couple times in the last few years, so the kids kind of know that's a good team.
All right, baseball guys, man. Most of you baseball guys are numbers guys. Coach Trapp was a math teacher, so he was loving the numbers game. So we're going to throw some numbers at you. You guys are 8 games into the season, which is roughly a third of the way through. So let's look at some numbers, and we're going to look at team numbers. We've been talking individuals for the last couple of games. So team-wise, batting average at .324. Want to see that go up a little bit, or are you happy with that right now?
Batting average is not the #1 stat that I look at, but that's about what I expected, to be honest with you. We look at more on-base percentage than we do batting average, and on-base percentage, we're above where I hoped we'd be.
on base plus slugging percentage. You guys are at like almost 84%. To me, that's a pretty good number, and if you guys keep that up and keep that number throughout the rest of the year, you guys will be heading places.
Yeah, that's going to score a lot of runs. If you're getting on base and you're hitting extra base hits, that's a good recipe for a lot of runs.
All right, let's talk about pitching for a second. We'll stay away from the ERA for just a minute. Let's go with the batting average against. So your pitchers, you guys are going up there ripping the ball at 324 clip. Your pitchers are holding the opponent to 216. Again, another recipe for success.
Absolutely. If you're keeping the other team from getting hits, that definitely makes it harder for them to score runs. I would hope that we would keep the walks down a little bit more than what we have been, because if you give up walks and then there are hits in between the walks, that's where runs score. So if we can limit the walks, then I'd be really happy with that batting average.
Yeah, that was my next lead-in. 35 strikeouts to 15 walks. A little bit of a disparity there between the two.
Our pitchers we got a lot of new guys on the mound. We've been pitching a few sophomores here and there, some juniors who didn't necessarily have varsity experience, even some seniors that have been a little erratic from time to time. We definitely have to get better at throwing strikes. That's one of my points of emphasis. Being a pitcher myself, throwing strikes is the #1 priority.
All right, back to the batting for just a second. We talked about other things. I want to focus on the left on base number. You guys have played 8 games and you've left 37 runners on base. That's an average of a little bit more than probably what you would like.
Well, left on base is a misleading stat sometimes because that means you're getting a lot of guys on base. If you're scoring a lot of runs but also leaving a lot of guys on base, I'll take it. So even in the innings where we might leave 2 guys on base, if we still scored 3 or 4 runs that inning, then we've had a productive inning. So I'm not too worried about the guys we've left on base so far.
All right, here's one that got my attention because they're so close. Your batters have taken 19 walks but 18 strikeouts. Those numbers are too close together, I think.
That's our hitters that have done that. That's actually great. One of our team goals is to walk more often than we strike out. If those numbers are even that close, then you're doing pretty good at the plate.
Yeah, well, right now you got one. You got one more walk than you do strikeouts. What's the one number that you might look at that and say, well, I'd like to have 10 more walks than strikeouts on the year? Is there a certain number?
Not a particular number. I try to keep it simple. Just if we walk more often than we strike out, then we're doing a good job.
All right, as far as extra base hits go, if this is all correct, you have 9 doubles, 1 home run, and 0 triples. Is that a power thing or is that a speed thing?
That's more of a power thing. I'm pretty sure we have a triple, actually. But I think TJ had one in our second game of the year. But I'm not worried about that. That's not, doubles and triples and home runs are kind of accidents. If you put the right swing on the right pitch, those things happen. So that's not necessarily something you can control, so we don't really focus on that.
Yeah, and I was wondering about some of these stats. I got these off Max Preps, by the way, because it also mentioned that we have no grand slams, and I know that TJ Williams hit a grand slam in the second game of the year, so I take them for what they're worth.
I'm not sure how all that plays out. Like we have our stats on Game Changer, and it's supposed to upload, but I'm not sure if there's somehow a miscommunication, something in there. But yeah, I'll have to look into that actually.
You guys have Belleville East today, and this is kind of a team that's owned the Kahoks over the last few years. How do you break out of that slump this year?
It's simple. We throw strikes, and we keep hitting the ball the way we're hitting the ball. I think we're going to be just fine.
Thanks for the visit, Coach. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Ryan Warnicke, your head coach for your Collinsville Kahok baseball team. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, starting lineups will head your way, and first pitch, all that and more coming up on the Kahok Sports Network. Pack Mail, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail, 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call 346-4884. And once again, welcome back to Fletcher Field here at Woodland Park. I'm Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. We're just about ready to go. Maybe getting us started a little bit early here. We'll give you the lineups as we go. Belleville East is getting ready to come up to bat as the throw goes down to second base. Leading off and playing shortstop for the Lancers will be Z. Georgian. His name, they want me to call him Z because his name is Zechariah. Not Zachariah, Zechariah. So they could call him Z. So we'll do that. Drew Gray will bat second. He'll play center field. Sam McNulty is the designated hitter, and he'll bat third, and we'll pass along the rest of you as we get going here. Devin Bovinette is on the mound for Collinsville, and we are at first pitch at 4:28, just a couple minutes early, and a swing and a foul ball. This one is going to go off the light standard and then down into the field of play in foul territory. So just a long strike one. Bovinette on the year. This is his third game started. He has been in 3 games on the pitching mound. He's 1-1 with 11 innings pitched, 1.27 earned run average, and he is up there with a 0-1 count in his favor to Georgian. Here's the next pitch, swinging another foul ball. This one's down the third baseline as well. On the run is the left fielder Morski, and he has it for out number 1. That was a long out, and that was caught just in foul territory, so 1 out. And we'll set the defense for you. Over there is Morski. He is in left field. Moore is in center. TJ Williams is in right field. Mr. Mode at third base. Noah Scrum at short. Jake Holton at second. Smith at first. Bovinette is pitching to Spencer Vlasic behind the plate. And Drew Gray is up to the plate now for Belleville East. Drew batting .300 on the year. 7 runs batted in. He does have 1 home run on the season already. Way out in front on that one. Swing and a miss at a pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike the count now to Drew Gray. He wears number 5 on his back for the Lancers, and he plays center field. Next pitch from Bovinette. Inside and low, ball 2, 2-1. Kahawks sporting some new jerseys. Got the purple sleeves. Kahawks written across the fronts of their jerseys. Numbers are in purple on the front and the back of the new digs. And there is a base hit by Gray. A couple of bounces out to TJ Williams, and the Lancers have their first hit of this game and their first base runner. And that will leave things up to Sam McNulty, the designated hitter. McNulty batting .364 on the year. A couple of runs batted in as the last couple of batters have come in from the left side. McNulty right behind Drew Gray. So runner on first. That forces Bovinette into the stretch. Checks on his runner over his left shoulder. Brings it right down the middle with a strike. 0-1 the count. Runner on first. 1 down. We are just underway. Top of the first inning. Glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. It's warming up a bit. And a nice bright sunshiny day with temperatures right around 60. And clouds have since moved in and taken away some of that sunshine, but still very comfortable as we look to warm up a little bit later in the weekend to the 70s. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. McNulty, a 1-1 count. And the pitch is outside from Bovinette. 2-1. McNulty at the plate. Evan Gray, the opposing pitcher, waits on deck. He'll pitch and bat cleanup today. As Bovinette ready with a 2-1 pitch to McNulty. Runner goes, swinging a high fly ball on the infield. In foul territory. Over at third, Mode is in foul territory, and he brings it in for out number 2. That will bring up Evan Gray. Evan on the year, .385 hitter, 9 runs batted in. He has 10 total base hits, 7 of those singles. The other 3 are doubles. He'll step in from the right side. Gray over at first, has to get back after a snap throw over there, and the catch by Mr. Smith. All the numbers, some of the numbers have changed too. Cody Smith now wearing 33. Or no, he was wearing 33, now he's not. And the runner goes, and the pitch is outside, and the throw is not in time, and in with the stolen base is Drew Gray. First stolen base on the afternoon for the Lancers. I knew there was one different, and I believe Sam Phelps was also a little different too, so we'll have to wait and see. Bovinette wears number 24 still. He's ready with the next. Here it is, swinging a shot over the third baseman Mode's head, down the line. They're going to wave home the runner. Throw is going to come into third base, and the run is going to score. And the Lancers have a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. RBI base hit by Evan Gray. He stands down at first base. And Gage Cruz will come to the plate, batting .280 with 5 runs batted in. Gage will hold down the duties at the hot corner at third base. One run home on 2 base hits thus far. Runner still on over at first. That's a courtesy runner for Gray. We'll tell you about him in just a second. Bovenette brings it home. Next pitch is outside to the new batter, Gage Cruz. Still waiting for the runner at first base to turn around so I can see a number. Got him on the front too, but he's positioned in a certain way. I can't see it. Runner goes, pitches inside. Throw from Vlasic is off to the shortstop side, and a nice job by Noah Scrum to snag that before it goes into the outfield. So 2 stolen bases here in this inning for the Lancers. And another runner in scoring position, this with 2 outs. Gray, he has the count, or excuse me, Cruz has the count in his favor at 2-0. Next pitch from Bovenette, swinging a foul ball over toward the Kahok dugout. Nice carom off the, or nice catch off the carom there for Ryan Warnicki. Bovenette steps back up on top of the mound. They're playing Cruz straight away in the outfield. Bovenette's ready with the 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Last time we were here against Granite City, we saw Bovenette pitch, and he pitched a complete game. He's trying to work himself out of a little bit of first inning trouble here in this one against Belleville East. Bovenette, he's ready. Swinging another little cue shot over toward the Kahok dugout. Full count to Gage Cruz. 2 outs in the inning, 1 run already home. We'd like to keep that right where it is. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Cruz, but not before. 1 run comes across off of 2 base hits. No errors, 1 runner left on base. We head to the home half of the first, and the Kahawks are down 1-0.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
Back here at Fletcher Field, I'm Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. 1-0 after 1 inning in the books. Belleville East, or a half an inning, excuse me, in the books. Belleville East scoring a run in their half of the first. Collinsville will try to do the same here as they will lead things off with Noah Scrum. He'll play shortstop, as we already know. Jake Holton's at second base, batting second. Devin Bovenette on the mound. He'll bat third. TJ Williams is in the cleanup spot and holding down duties in right field. Sam Phelps is the DH. He'll be batting for Brant Mode over at third base. Phelps will bat fifth. Cody Smith batting sixth and playing first base. Garrett Morski batting seventh and playing left field. Spencer Vlasic behind the plate batting eighth, and Kyle Moore batting ninth and playing center field. Evan Gray is the pitcher for Belleville East. This is his fourth game pitched in. This is his third start. He has a 1-1 record and a 1.34 earned run average. Noah Scrum steps in from the right side for Collinsville. He'll be the first Kahok batter, and he looks at one on the outside corner for a called strike. For Noah, he leads the team so far in batting average, .520 on the year, on base percentage of right around 57%, and he's slugging 64%. Next pitch, scrum, skies one. This one is heading down the first baseline, and three players converge. It is Don John out there in right field that hauls that one in, and there is one out. Barton at left. Drew Gray is in center field. Don John, you just heard about, over in right field. Cruz is over at third base. Georgian's at shortstop. Timmer is at second. Faust is at first. Evan Gray is pitching to Tyndall behind the plate. Next batter he faces is Jake Holton. And the first pitch is off the handle and down the first base line and foul. Jake Holton, second leading batter on the team for Collinsville. Just 1/10 of a percentage point behind Noah Scrum. Scrum at .420, Jake Holton at .419. Each of them have 3 runs batted in. Holton waits the 0-1 from Evan Gray. Here it is. It bounces in the dirt back to the screen. That'll even things out at 1-1. Holton up, Bovenet on deck. Evan Gray, the righty ready to throw. It's a called strike on the outside corner. 1-2 the count, 1 out in the inning. Collinsville trailing by a run here in the bottom of the first. Evan Gray ready to go. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away from the catcher, and the catcher is not going to have time to throw out Jake Holton. That ball skips out into right field down the line, but a nice job by the second baseman Timmer and Don John out there in right to back up the play. So count it as a strikeout, but runner reaches base anyway. That'll bring up Devin Bovenet. Devin batting .440 on the year, 10 runs batted in, looking for his first home run. Now would be a good time for it. You know he's got the power. Now Gray has to work from the stretch in his first inning of work. Checks on Holton, brings it home to Bovenet, and Bovenet screams one out of play. Strike one. Evan Gray, tall, lanky right-hander out there on the mound. From the stretch, he checks on his runner and brings it home, and over the head of Bovenet, runner goes, throw is very high. Maybe if it wouldn't have been so high, Timmer could have come down with it and put a tag on Holton, but that was not the case. So Belleville East gets 2 stolen bases in their first inning. Collinsville picking up 1 here in their half of the first. And it is a 1-1 count to Devin Bovenet with the tying run in scoring position. Gray checks on him and brings it home. High and outside. Ball 2, 2-1. 312 down the third baseline, 310 down the first baseline. 375 to left center field. Shortens up to 360 in right center field, and then it goes over 400 and straight away center field. Evan Gray checks his runner again, and Bovenet fouls one out of play again. Count stays, or excuse me, goes to 2-2. TJ Williams is on deck for Collinsville. Lancers in their road uniforms. White pants with the light blue jerseys. Multicolored hat with the light blue bill, white front, and a black back. Gray checks on his runner, brings it home to Bovenet. It's high, 3-2. Bovenet, 6 singles and 5 doubles. Compromise his total of 11 base hits. Here's the 3-2. Outside, he walked him. Ball gets away from the catcher. Tyndall down to third base goes Jake Holton. And Bovenet is on over at first base via the walk. So runners at the corners and only 1 out for TJ Williams. Wild pitch, charge to Evan Gray. And we're going to have a courtesy runner for Balvanet. Paul Falby. Okay. I know they got new jerseys. Some of the numbers are different, so I have to check. Runners on the corner. Falby at first. Holton's at third. Williams up to the plate from the right side with one out. Swinging a foul ball out of play off the bat of T.J. Williams. He comes in batting .435. 12 runs batted in. He has a couple of home runs. One of those is a grand slam. And he has a triple. See, that's where the Max Preps thing was wrong. They said we didn't have triples. TJ has one. Gray ready to go. And the pitch is high and tight. 1 ball, 1 strike. TJ trying to get this game tied up or maybe give his team a lead. 1-1 pitch from Gray. It's on the way. Swing and a little foul tip that the catcher holds on to. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Sam Phelps waits on deck. Phelps playing the role of designated hitter today. Evan Gray ready with the next. Instead, a throw over to first, and back in safely is Falby. Center fielder Drew Gray playing Williams slightly to pull it out to left. Swing and a miss at a high hard when T.J. Williams goes down on strikes. He is the second strikeout of this inning for Evan Gray, but the first strikeout was not handled by the catcher, and that is Jake Holton standing down at third. So now it is up to Sam Phelps. Phelps batting .400 on the year. 2 outs, runners on first and third. Gray brings it. High fly ball right behind the broadcast booth here and into the parking lot. I don't think it quite made it to the parking lot, actually. Phelps ready to go. So is Gray from the stretch. Checks on his runners and brings the next pitch home. It's outside. Ball 1, 1-1. Andy Sidwell coaching over at first. Ryan Warnicki, the head coach, mans the box over at third, although there are no real boxes out there. If there were, they would be standing in them. 1-1 pitch for Phelps. Swing and a miss. One ball, 2 strikes to count to Sam Phelps, and Gray steps off. Cody Smith, who was number 33, is now wearing 20. He waits on deck. Next pitch to Phelps on the way. High and outside. Ball 2, that evens things up at 2-2. Girls softball team playing at O'Fallon as we speak. And the girls soccer team also playing right now up in Alton. They do not have lights at that field, so they get the varsity game underway first. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen for Phelps. So lots of spring sports action today. Of course, Mr. Zach Roseman will let everybody know what happens in the softball game when he writes up his story for Facebook. And when Coach DiGirolamo texts me about the soccer game, we'll pass that information along as well. And a swipe of a base try over there by Falby. And the pitcher didn't even pitch the ball yet, so Gray turns around, throws to second base for the easy out. So that's the way the first inning comes to a close with a runner stranded over at third base. We'll take a break, come back. Top of the second comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Let's also thank the Collinsville Education Association. They had big votes today in the municipal elections. Hope you all got out to vote. I did during my lunch break. Collinsville Education Association, by the way, is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website, CollinsvilleCEA.org. Jack Temmer will lead things off here. Temmer, Gabe Tyndall, Riley Faust, if anyone can get on, the number 9 man in the order, Dylan Donjon will have a chance to bat. First pitch from Bovenet here in the second inning to Temmer is a strike. Temmer comes in batting .273 with a couple of runs batted in, and he slices one right through short and third base for the third base hit of the afternoon for the Lancers. That'll bring up Gabe Tyndall, the catcher. Tyndall on the year, a .286 hitter. No one out, top of the second. 1-0 in favor of Belleville East. We're off tomorrow. We have girls soccer action for you Thursday. As Bovenet works from the stretch for a second inning in a row. A bunt right back to Bovenet. He'll scoop it. He'll throw over to first base in time for the out. So the sacrifice works as Temmer goes down to second base. 1-3 on the putout, and that brings up Riley Foss, the first baseman. Riley batting .250 on the year. 1 run batted in. He has a runner in scoring position with 1 out. A runner at second, Temmer. Bovenet checks on him. You can see a little bit of wind blowing. It blows the tarp out in center field a little bit, and you can see the back of Bovenet's pants blowing in the wind there as well. So a little bit of a breeze coming from right field to left field. First pitch misses to Riley Faust. Bovenet checks on his runner, and the next on the way. That one is a called strike. 1-1 the count. Man, we got the Post-Dispatch here today. We got Alex Paz here taking pictures. We got Joey Halbrooks here taking pictures. If you don't want your picture taken, today's not a good day to show up. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Bovenet ahead in the count. Bovenet from the stretch brings it home again. Off-speed pitch called strike 3 on the inside corner. Down on strikes is Faust, and second strikeout of the game for Bovenet. So the runner on at second base. 2 outs in the inning, and the number 9 man in the order, Dylan Donjon, will step up to the plate. Donjon on the year, .316 average, 3 runs batted in. Bovenet from the stretch again, brings it. A little outside for Donjon up there sporting that yellow bat. He's ready to go from the right side. The righty Bovenet ready as well after he checks on Temmer at second. Here comes the pitch. Catches the outside corner. 1-1. Bovenet's kind of settled in here after that little bit of a rough first inning. Devin's ready with the next. Here it is. In the dirt, outside. Ball 2, 2-1. Cardinals are off today as well. After winning that wild extra inning game yesterday during the Pittsburgh Pirates home opener, they have the traditional day after, just in case of rain for those outdoor stadiums. High fly ball, center field. On the move is Moore, and he will get there and haul it in for the out. And that's the way that the inning comes to a close. One runner left on base. Other than that, nothing doing except for that one base hit. We head now to the home half of the second. Kahawks still trail by a score of 1-0.
Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their second year of operation on Main Street in uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Call 855-9100 or online, sloanspubhouse.com.
Back here at Fletcher Field, how about we thank some more of our sponsors? How about Metro East Roofing and Guttering? Locally owned and operated since 1987 by brothers and Kahok alums Tony and Corey Jones. Metro East Roofing and Guttering can help with your roofing, guttering, and siding needs. They're located at 1231 Lebanon Road in Collinsville. Metro East Roofing and Guttering is the hometown company you know and trust. Give them a call, 618-345-5679 today for your free estimate, and you can check them out on Facebook as well. You'll find them there under Metro East Roofing and Guttering. Well, Sam Phelps was up to the plate when Devin Balvanet's replacement, Falby, was gunned down at second base on an attempted steal attempt that kind of went awry there, as the pitcher never even was into his windup yet, and Falby took off and was a dead duck at second base. So Phelps kind of gets a new life here, but instead of batting in the first inning with runners on the corners, he'll bat with the bases empty. And the Kahok DH will lead things off here, followed by Cody Smith and Garrett Morski. If anyone can get on, Spencer Vlasic with a chance to bat. Evan Gray back up on top of the hill. And a swing and a shot right back to where it came from. Almost took off the pitcher's head. And Collinsville has their first base hit of the afternoon. Belongs to Sam Phelps. Boy, if he could have done that before Falby was gunned out in that last inning, we would at least be tied. That's a story for another day. Here is Cody Smith. Cody Smith on the air batting .333 with 1 run batted in. Gray, again, just like Balvanet, has to work from the stretch in back-to-back innings, swing and a miss. Ball pops out of the glove there of Tyndall. But not far enough for Phelps to do anything with it. Gray, ready with the next to Smith. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, and it popped out of the glove of the catcher again. 0-2. Smith in a hole, trying to battle his way out of it. Gray is ready with the next, and the 0-2 delivery is on the way. Swinging a foul ball off of the handle, right down by the hands for Smith. Blues are off today, too. They played last night. Got a chance to go to that game. My best friend since 7th grade treated me to a Blues game and some club seats. Free beverages and free food all night. Got to see a great game, playoff atmosphere, and it went all the way to a shootout. First time I had seen a shootout live and in person. I've watched enough of them on TV, but that was the first time I'd ever been to one live. It was fun. Next pitch is high to Cody Smith. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Kahok first baseman. Phelps is on over at first after a leadoff single here to start off the home half of the second. Next delivery to Smith. That one's a called strike 3. That was a nice curveball there by Evan Gray. Froze Smith. First out in the inning. Third strikeout on the afternoon for Evan Gray. That will bring up Garrett Morski. Morski, the left fielder, coming in batting 143. This is just his 8th plate appearance. He was hurt early in the season, so he's just now getting back to action. He stands in from the left side. Runner at first and 1 out. That one gets all the way back to the screen. Phelps takes off, and Tyndall got a nice bounce from the concrete barrier back behind home plate. It came right back to him, but he couldn't find the handle in time to throw out Phelps. So a wild pitch, second wild pitch, uncorked by Gray here this afternoon, sends Phelps down to second. 1-0 pitch on the way to Morski. Just hits the outside corner. 1-1. Morski wiggles that bat from the left side. Gray, he's ready. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Collinsville had a runner in scoring position last inning, left him stranded. They have another one here with Phelps down at second, only 1 out. We're in the bottom of the second. Lancers lead 1-0 after a run in the first inning to open up this game. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Morski, and now Morski calls timeout right before Gray delivers. Ice cream man's here. Still a little bit too chilly out there if you ask me to eat ice cream right now. That's just me. My daughter can eat ice cream at any day. Morski looks at one high and outside. That'll even the count at 2-2. Yeah, it can be 10 degrees with a wind chill of -15, and my daughter's like, Dad, can you go get me some ice cream? Like, are you crazy? It's freezing cold outside. To each their own, yeah. 2-2 the count. 1 out, runner at second. Collinsville looking for that tying run. Gray pitches in the dirt. 3-2. Phelps at second base, 1 down. Morski awaiting a 3-2 pitch from Gray. Here it is. Foul ball out of play. Probably. Could have been. Ball 4. That was high and tight there to Garrett. Thought we were going to have Mr. Hartle here with us today, but it is election day, and he's running for school board. So maybe he's a little bit too preoccupied with that. Oh, strike called on the inside corner. Morski didn't like it. Back-to-back called strike 3s against Smith and Morski. 4 strikeouts for Gray. Evan Gray came into this game with 33 strikeouts to 1 walk. That'll leave things up to Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic from the right side with Phelps still down at second base with 2 outs now. Swinging a foul ball right over our heads. Hit something. That didn't sound good. Heard all the moaning and groaning from the fans. I don't park here. I park on the other side. There's no one playing softball yet. And if they hit the softball that far, then you know what? I'll take it. 0-1 to Vlasic. Here's the pitch. Outside, gets away. And Phelps is going to try to run for third. Here is the throw, and he is in there safely. So 3 wild pitches uncorked in the first 2 innings by Gray. And Phelps is down at third base. 2 outs. 1-1 the count to Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic batting 125 on the year. Here's the next pitch. High and inside. 2-1. Tying run, only 90 feet away. Vlasic trying to get Phelps home from third. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. It's high again, 3-1. Gray, 15.7 innings. How do you get 0.7, by the way? Okay, we'll call it 15 innings on the year. It says 15.7 on my stat sheet. Well, you either had a 0.1 or a 0.2. 3 would compromise another inning. 3-1 pitch. And the second walk of the year issued to Spencer Vlasic. That'll keep things moving. Runners on the corners. Runners on the corners for the second inning in a row here for Collinsville. Last inning, Paul Falby was tagged out trying to steal second base. So it's up to Kyle Moore now, the center fielder and the number 9 man in the order for Collinsville. Moore comes in batting .263. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch, outside. Noah Scrum waits on deck just in case Kyle Moore can keep things going, which we hope that is the case. Gray from the stretch. Checks on his runners, brings it home, and the runner from first was going, a foul ball. Back over the broadcast booth once again. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Vlasic's on at first, Phelps is on at third. 2 outs in the inning. Kyle Moore up to the plate with a 1-1 count. Gray brings the next. Swinging a little nubber that floats right to Gray at the pitcher's mound, and that was off of the handle there of Kyle Moore, and that means the inning comes to a close. In the inning, Collinsville picks up their first base hit. They strand 2 more runners, and they've left 3 on in the first 2 innings of this game. As we head now to the top of the third, Lancers still lead by a score of 1-0.
Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233.
Time to thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the area an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go help the needy in Collinsville. If you'd like information on any of those possibilities coming up here in the spring and approaching the summer months, well, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then hit the events tab, and it'll let you know everything that the Junior Service Club has coming up. We are in the top of the third. 1-0 in favor of Belleville East as the Lancers scored their run in the top half of the first. Now here we are in the top half of the third, and it'll be back to the top of the order here for the Lancers. Georgian, Gray, and McNulty. That would be Drew Gray, if anyone can get on. The pitcher, Evan Gray, with an opportunity to bat. 3 straight lefties to lead off things here in this third inning. Inside, down at the shoes of Georgian, who flew out to Morski in left field his first time up. Next, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Bovenet ready with another. Swinging a chance for TJ Williams. He comes in about 5 steps and makes the catch out in right field for out number 1. That will bring up Drew Gray, who singled and scored, and he stole a base in that first inning. The only person to have scored a run here in this game thus far. Balvanet peers over his glove, has his sign from Vlasic, and brings it into Gray. Inside, ball 1. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Outside delivery. 1-1 the count. O'Fallon, as the pitch comes high to Gray. O'Fallon Panthers leading your Lady Kahawks in O'Fallon 3-0. That game is in the top of the 3rd. We are also in the top of the 3rd. Next pitch misses. And Balvanet behind in the count, 3-1. Next pitch to Drew Gray. Stays high. For first walk issued by Balvanet here this afternoon. And Gray is on for the second time as the home plate umpire, and head coach Ryan Wiggs want to talk things over for a moment. Wiggs is in his 4th year at the helm for Belleville East. He is 69-50 coming into this game. Best year was his first year when he went 25-11. They won the regional championship game at home last year versus the Kahawks 3-0 before losing to O'Fallon in the sectional semifinals 8-1. All that took place at Belleville West. Not really sure what's going on here with the runner, Drew Gray. Now he's walking over to the Collinsville dugout for something. Nope, walking over to see Amanda Bauer, who is not only a member of the Collinsville Junior Service Club, which we just spoke about, but she is also the athletic trainer here, and looks like Drew Gray has a scrape down his arm, and he's bleeding, so they have to take care of that. So we have a courtesy runner on over at first base. He's checked on by Balvanet, and the pitch is off speed, stays outside for Sam McNulty. McNulty popped up in foul territory to Brent Mode over at third base. As Balvanet checks on his runner, brings home the 1-0. That one hits the outside corner for a called strike. I believe Bruce Harris is the courtesy runner, number 1, I think. Never turns around for me to see the back. I can only see the front, and having a hard time reading that number, but that's what it looks like. Harris. Next pitch misses by Balvanet into Drew Gray with, or excuse me, Sam McNulty. Gray's on first with Evan Gray on deck. Excuse me. Now, Drew Gray has gotten himself bandaged up. He's ready to go. He's back out at first. Balvanet from the stretch is ready with the 2-1 instead of throw over to first, and back in there safely is Gray. Now Balvanet ready with the 2-1. That one misses. 3-1. Balvanet's been struggling and working from behind all game so far. Former Kahawk head coach Pete Trapp is now a member of this Lancers baseball club. He is an assistant, and he is the head coach of the freshman team, so that's why he is not here today, but we do know that he is a Belleville West graduate and moved back to Belleville, and actually they never left Belleville. He's teaching here at Collinsville the whole time he was living in Belleville. Another walk. This one issued to McNulty. That's back-to-back walks by Bovinet, and everybody wants to talk about it now. That conversation's a short one, as Bovinet's getting himself in some trouble here. Leadoff man flew out to T.J. Williams in right field, and then back-to-back walks to Gray and McNulty. Drew Gray at second base, McNulty at first. Evan Gray, the pitcher, up to the plate. Evan singled and knocked in Drew Gray in that first inning. He swings at the first offering and knocks it out of play. It's gotten a little chilly here. Of course, we're in the press box. We don't get any sun in here. Sunshine helps. Here's the next pitch to Gray. High fly ball, center field. Moore is on the run. Back at the wall. He can't get it. Bounces down. Runners had to hold up to see if he was going to catch that ball. They're going to send in the runner from second base. That is Drew Gray, and for the second time, Drew Gray has scored a run in this game. And Evan Gray is responsible for both runs batted in. He stands down at first. McNulty made it to third on the play. Fourth base hit on the afternoon for Belleville East. Produces their second run. And now the umpires want to talk things over. Meanwhile, Gage Cruz is getting ready to come up. One out, one run already home, runners on the corners. Devin Bovinet, the Kahoks in a little bit of trouble here. And they have been over the last few years against this Belleville East team. Lancers hold a big-time advantage. Collinsville 11 wins and 27 losses over the last 20 years. That's in the regular season. 0-3 in the playoffs puts them at 11-30 combined over the last 20 years these two teams have played. Swing and a miss. Bovinet took a little off. Cruz was ready to go up there and trying to smash one over a part of this fence out there in the outfield. Last year, Collinsville lost both the home and away game to Belleville East and then lost to them in the regional championship game. So they went 0-3 against the Lancers last year. Runner from first goes. Vlasic does not throw. So runners now at second and third. We'll just call that catcher's indifference. Cruz is up there with a 1-1 count. Bovinet trying to pitch out of a jam here. Already a run home, 2-0 in favor of the Lancers. Next pitch, off-speed pitch stays high, and Vlasic wants to call a timeout once again. Maybe he noticed something that Bovinet was doing wrong in his delivery and go out there and try to fix that, huh? Gage Cruz struck out his first time up. One of 2 strikeouts on the afternoon for Bovinet. They're deep and straight away for Gage Cruz. Bovinet from the stretch with the 2-1 pitch. Here it comes. That's a strike on the inside corner. That'll even things out at 2-2. Bovinet ready with the next. Here comes the 2-2 delivery to Cruz. Ooh. That was close to hitting that outside corner. Full count. 1 out. Runners at second and third. Lancers, they lead 2-0. Devin Bovinet brings home the pitch high. Fly ball. Bovinet calling for it behind the pitcher's mound, and he has it as he falls backwards and pops back up before McNulty could think about trying to go home from third. That was a major league pop up there, man. That thing stayed up in the air for about 15 seconds. 2 outs. Collinsville would like to get out of this inning with nothing more across the plate. Here is Jack Timmer. He singled to lead off the second inning, and he was stranded. Bolvanette continues to work from the stretch. And the pitch. Called strike. Timmer, the second baseman, trying to find something to drive to bring home McNulty from third base and maybe even Evan Gray from second base. We're hoping they strand runners numbers 3 and 4. There's a swing and a miss. Took something off of that pitch, did Bolvanette. And now he's ahead in the count, 0-2. He has not been ahead very often here in these first 3 innings. Sun's back out. I'm sure the folks sitting in it are loving it. Here's the 0-2. Strike on the outside corner. Down on strikes goes Tenner. Third strikeout on the afternoon for Devin Bolvanette, and that puts an end to any more threat from the Lancers. But the Lancers do get one more run across the plate off of one base hit. They left 2 more on, and they've left a total of 4 on this afternoon. We head now to the home half of the third. Kahawks now trail by a score of 2-0. Need some batters to come through for us here next.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Back at Fletcher Field, I am Todd Duke. Glad that you are with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. Fletcher Field, located here in Woodland Park in Collinsville. As we head to the home half of the third inning, back to the top of the order. Kahawks trail 2-0. Now would be a good time to get things going. Second time through the order. Maybe they've noticed some things about Evan Gray and can capitalize. So it'll be Noah Scrum, Jake Holton, and Devin Bolvanette, if anyone can get on here. TJ Williams, Scrum, flew out to Drew Gray in center field his first time up. Going to McKendree University to play some college hockey is Noah Scrum. Signed that letter of intent last week. And he thought Evan Gray was taking too long, so Noah calls time. Now he's back in there. Gray, he's ready. First pitch of the bottom of the third is a called strike. Saw a few of the Kahawk student athletes last night at the Blues game. About 4 of them. Swinging a little shot off of the handle there from Noah Scrum. Ends up in the visitors' bullpen. Yeah, I was standing there minding my own business, hanging out with my buddy, and all of a sudden I say, "Hey, there's Todd Duke." I looked over and I'm like, okay. That was fun. Gray ready with the next for Scrum. Swing and a miss as Gray took a little off as Scrum goes down on strikes. One out, up to Jake Holton. Jake struck out his first time up, but Tyndall couldn't hold on to the ball. So Holton ended up going down to first base, made it all the way to third before the inning came to a close. Evan Gray ready with the next pitch, and that one's high. Devin Bolvanette waits on deck. Next delivery misses. Girls soccer action for you Thursday from Kahawk Stadium against O'Fallon. It is conference week. Belleville East the opponent today. O'Fallon the opponent Thursday for the girls. And then we'll switch things up to non-conference action. We have Doubleheader softball action coming for you Saturday. Waterloo comes to town for a 10 a.m. and a 12 p.m. game. So we'll have both of those games for you. And it looks like we're going to get both of them in this year. Last year they scheduled a doubleheader at Waterloo. That was on April the 7th, and it was so cold they decided just to play one. It was 20 degrees that day. That was in the middle of the day, and it was bright, sunshiny, and the wind chill had a bite to it. Speaking of a bite, there's a shot to the shortstop. Nice long throw, and off the line, though, by Georgian over there at short. Throw would have made it in time, so the error will allow Jake Holton to reach first base. Georgian deep in the hole, but he had time and just threw it offline. So here's Devin Balvanette, who could tie this ball game up with one swing of the bat. Balvanette walked, and he was pinch ran for by Paul Falby. Falby ended up being thrown out at second base, trying to steal second. Gray works from the stretch for the third inning in a row. Here's the pitch. Balvanette takes it high and outside. Snap throw down to first base, and back in there safely is Jake Holton. Balvanette with TJ Williams on deck. One out, runner at first. Here's the pitch. Pops out of the glove. Catcher has no idea where it is. It popped straight up, came down and almost hit him in his helmet. And Jake Holton down at second base again. This time it's a passed ball that will put him in scoring position. 2-0 the count from Evan Gray to Devin Balvanette, pitcher against pitcher. Here's the pitch, swinging a high fly ball. This one is going to get out of play, back on the road here. And this time there was no one on a moped that put themselves in jeopardy. Had that last week. Two and one the count to the Kahok pitcher, Devin Balvanette. From the Lancers pitcher, Evan Gray. Jake Holton at second base. Gray. Ready with the 2-1 pitch. Here it comes. That's a called strike. 2-2. Swing and a miss by Balvanette. He goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. That's the fifth strikeout. For Gray. So it's up to TJ Williams. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. O'Fallon has stretched their lead over the Lady Kahawks in the softball game in O'Fallon, 6-0. Jake Holton's going, swinging a slow roller down to third baseline. Waiting for it is Cruz. He's not going to throw. Instead, he's going to catch Holton in a run down at third base as the tag is applied finally by the shortstop, Georgian. So the base paths have kind of been killing the Kahawks here this afternoon as that inning comes to a close with no runs across. We'll head now to the top of the fourth inning, and Collinsville still trails by a score of 2-0.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roof system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today, 618-344-2800, or on the Missouri side, 314-241-5253, or online, lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Back at Woodland Park, we've moved into the 4th inning. Kahawks trailing 2-0. And Collinsville has not helped themselves out any here in this game with a couple of picked off runners. That was a slow roller over to third. The play was right in front of Jay Colton. I wasn't watching to see if he was sent or if he just made that decision on his own. At any rate, that was going to be hard for the third baseman, Cruz, to get that ball over to first base in time to get T.J. Williams out. So Collinsville could have had runners on first and third, but they ran themselves out of an inning. Here is Bovenet pitching to Gabe Tyndall, the bottom of the order here for the Lancers. Tyndall, Riley Faust, and then Dylan Donjon, if anyone can get on back to the top of the order, and Georgian will have a chance to battle. Bovenet works it down to third base line. That's a fair ball, right past the outstretched glove of Mo. That ball goes right over the bag, and then Morski bobbles it out in left field, and all the way to third base on the play is going to be Gabe Tyndall. We'll have to give him a double, and then he takes third on the error. So after error-free baseball through the first 3 innings, Lancers committed 1 in their last half inning. Collinsville commits 1 here. 5th base hit on the afternoon for the Lancers, and another run just 90 feet away. And it is going to be C.J. Kagas who will run down there at third base. Up to the plate is Riley Faust, the first baseman. Got caught looking at a called third strike his last time up. 1 of 3 strikeouts on the afternoon for Bovenet to go along with, 2 strikeouts to go along with 3 walks. There's another chance. Another shot down the third base line with the same result. Morski slides into the fence over there in foul territory, handles this one a lot better than the last one, and it's a long single for Riley Faust. But the run scores, and the Lancers are now up 3-0 after an RBI single. 2 seeing eye shots down the third base line that bounced right over the bag. And that brings up Dylan Donjon, who flew out to center field his first time up. He bunts. It's a good one. Only play is over to first base. And down to second base is Faust, and there is 1 out in the inning. And that was it. Back to the top of the order in Georgia. Georgian 0 for 2, 2 flyouts here in this game. Runner at second. Bovenet checks on him, pitches, it's low. Faust down at second base. Next delivery to Georgian, swinging a high fly ball. This one's going to get out of play. Back behind the Kahok dugout. One and one the count. Bovenet looks at his runner at second base, brings a off-speed pitch home that stays high. Now it is 2-1 against the kid they call Z. Zechariah. Pitch. High fly ball. T.J. Williams has got a long way to go. That one's high and deep, and that one is going to get over the fence for a 2-run home run off of the bat of Z Georgian. Three runs home here in this inning. 5-0 now in favor of the Lancers. Things are going downhill here for the Kahawks. for Georgian, his first home run of the year. And RBIs number 14 and 15. So now Drew Gray bats with the bases empty, 1 out. Pitch, swinging a foul ball back here. Bounced off the hood of a minivan and then hit the back window of an SUV. Now we have to get some new baseballs thrown into the mix. Oh, and 1 the count to Drew Gray. Gray has scored 2 runs, stole a base, singled in the first, walked and scored in the third. Strike, he holds up but takes it right down the middle. 0-2 the count, 1 out in the inning. Back-to-back shots down the third baseline, followed by a ground out to John, and then a 2-run home run. This one skied out to center. Moore is back at the wall, and he makes the catch for out number 2. That was a long way to go for Moore. Sam McNulty comes up to the plate. Bovenet, that was his first home run given up. I think that might have been the first home run given up by the Kahok pitching staff this year. I'm not sure because everything says 0 in that category. Here is McNulty. Looks at one for a called strike. McNulty popped up in foul territory to Mode at third base back in the first. Walked and was stranded at third base back in the third. Next pitch misses, 1-1. Bovenet. High fly ball. This one's on the infield. Mode at third base calls for it, but Scrum calls him off at shortstop, and Noah makes the catch, and the inning does come to a close, but not before 4 more runs come across the plate for the Lancers. They get those 4 runs off of 3 base hits, including a big 2-run home run by Georgian. 1 error committed in the inning and no one left on base. We head now to the home half of the 4th. Kahawks have their work cut out for them as they trail 5-0.
Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center, and they can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not so basic stuff like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations: Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611 online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
Time for us to thank Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether you're building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and they are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call, 618-407-5466, or online, pacedesignconstruct.com. Well, Tim Pace, a Collinsville graduate, owns and operates that business. Love it when our fellow Kahawks stick around, open up a business in town, do good work, and then advertise with us. That's the way we like it. Here we are in the home half of the 4th. Kahawks have some work cut out for them. They trail 5-0. Sam Phelps, Cody Smith, and Garrett Morski due up here in this bottom of the 4th. It'll be Phelps who singled and was stranded to lead off the 2nd. Gray back to work, throws this one over Phelps's head, ball 1. Phelps awaits the next from Gray. Swinging a foul ball back here. Over the broadcast booth. And a 1-1 pitch awaits Phelps from Gray, and here it is. He holds up his swing. They're going to peel down to first. They say no. 2-1 the count. Reese Vincent warming up in the bullpen for Collinsville. Here comes the 2-1 to Phelps. It stays high, 3-1. Evan Gray had only walked one batter coming into this game. And he walked one in this game, so he's only walked two until then. Now it's 3. Phelps draws a free pass. Now Cody Smith, a strikeout victim his first time up, will head to the plate. With Morski on deck. Collinsville trails by 5. They have some work to do. Chip away here in the 4th. And do some more chipping away in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Strike hits the outside corner to Cody Smith. Plays first base for Collinsville. Throw over to first base, and Phelps is back in safely. Gray from the stretch brings it. That's a ball. Gray's had base runners on every inning. He's had to work from the stretch in every inning. Collinsville stranded 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the third, so they've stranded 4. They've gotten a couple runners over to third base, but can't bring anyone home as of yet. Here's the next pitch in the dirt. 2-1 the count to Cody Smith. Here is the 2-1. That one's a strike. Snap throw down to first. It goes all the way down the first base line. Phelps making his way to second. There's a strong throw, and Phelps is going to be out at second base. Nice strong throw out there by Don John. Collinsville has been victimized on the base paths here. That play goes 9-6 after the snap throw down to first base. Goes down the line. So Smith up with no one on now. 1 out, 2-2 count. And the pitch. That's a little bit low for ball 3. So Phelps walked. He went diving back into first base on that throw down. And then he had to pick himself up off the ground and then run down to second. Don John got to that ball quickly and threw a laser beam of a strike into second base, which was being covered by the shortstop Georgian, and now back-to-back walks. Puts Cody Smith on first base. And Garrett Morski to the plate. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. Both he and Smith got caught looking at a called third strike in their first plate appearances against Gray. Morski steps in from the right side. Smith leads from first. 1 out. Evan Gray back to the stretch. He brings it to the belt. Checks on his runner and brings it home. And a fly ball. Center field. On the run, the center fielder. He's not going to get there. It falls in front of Drew Gray. But because Cody Smith had to wait and see if the ball was going to be caught, he's forced out at second base. And another weird play. The last one went 9-6 for the putout. This one goes 8-6 for the putout. So the guys who have been walked have been taken care of over at first base. Morski, he's there with a single, second hit of the afternoon for Collinsville. And that brings up Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic looks at one right across the middle of the plate for a called strike 1. Vlasic was a victim of a free pass his first time up. So 2 walks in this inning, 3 walks in the game for Gray, and the other walk, and now he hits Spencer Vlasic. So you know what? I'm telling you what, man. Evan Gray is giving Collinsville every opportunity to get back into this game. And so far, Collinsville has not been able to take advantage of it. We'll see if they can do that here. Runners on first and second. Vlasic will head back to the dugout. Not sure who's running. They've changed numbers here with new jerseys, and this number is 17, and I don't have a 17. Up steps Kyle Moore. He wears number 5. I do have one of those. And Moore popped up to the pitcher his first time up and only time up. He's up there with 2 outs, runners on first and second. Collinsville trailing 5-0. Needs some scores. There's going to be a little bit of help as a pass ball off of the glove of Tyndall goes back to the screen. Everybody moves up. Morski over to third. And number 17 down to second. Kenny Lutz. I need an updated roster. Lutz was wearing 36. Now he's wearing 17. Runners on second and third. Next pitch is a called strike on the outside corner to Kyle Moore. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Moore. Noah Scrum waits on deck. Moore would love to keep this inning going and bring up his shortstop. 1-1 pitch on the way. High and outside. 2-1. Evan Gray back to work from the stretch again. Outside and low. 3-1. He wouldn't load the bases for Scrum, would he? We'll find out. 3 balls, 1 strike the count. Runners at second and third. They have their leads. Gray from the stretch brings home the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice cut there by Kyle Moore. Full count. 2 outs. Moore, he's ready. So is Gray. Payoff pitch is on the way. Outside, he walked him. That's 3 walks in this inning. One of them, or 2 of them, have been erased. So, man, oh man. Bases are loaded for Noah Scrum. And now we're going to have a timeout called as coaches want to come out and talk things over. Let's go ahead and thank Chapman Trucking, LLC. Chapman Trucking is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 9 years of experience, Chapman Trucking can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials, such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more. That includes getting your heavy work equipment to your work site. Give Christy a call for a free estimate. That's Chapman Trucking, LLC, 618-960-9346 or online, chapmantruckingllc.net. Conversation has come to a close, and the Kahawks have probably their best opportunity here in this game. Collinsville has stranded 4 runners here this afternoon. They have the bases full of Kahawks, and Noah Scrum steps to the plate. Noah 0 for 2 on the afternoon with a fly out and a strikeout, so that means he's due. Gray from the stretch looks at all of his Kahawks on the base and brings it home to Scrum. Swinging a chopper down the third baseline. Oh, it eats up Cruz down there at third. Everybody's going to be safe. And Collinsville gets their first run of this game. That one handcuffed Cruz down there at third and bounced right off of the heel of his glove. Will be nice and call it a base hit and an RBI. How about that? That'll bring up Jake Holton. Holton, he's been on base twice. Reached on an error, struck out in the first, but the catcher missed the ball, and Holton ran down to first base and was safe. First one's out of the strike zone. 1-0. Collinsville on the board, 5-1. Next pitch from Gray to the Kahawk second baseman. Holton right up the middle. And it gets past the pitcher, but not the shortstop, Georgian, who steps on second base for the force out, but Collinsville pushes one across. They will strand a couple more, but we will head to the top of the 5th inning with your Kahawks now on the board, but the Lancers still lead 5-1.
First National Bank of Waterloo. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo. Call Bill at 618-632-1010 or visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Pack Mail, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail, 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville, online, weshipstlouis.com, or call 346-4884.
Devin Bovenette back out onto the bump for his 5th inning worth of work. He's had some struggles today. Lancers have scored in every inning except the 2nd. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, and 3 in the 4th. And Bovenette will work to the middle of the order. They'll lead things off here for the Lancers with Evan Gray, the pitcher, Gage Cruz, the 3rd baseman, and Jack Timmer, the 2nd baseman. This is Evan Gray. He has singled both times up and was stranded both times up. Both times at second base. So Bovenette goes back to work. First pitch here of the 5th inning is on the way. That one stays high. Bovenette ready with the next. Stays high again, 2-0. Last win for Collinsville against Belleville East back in 2015, a 10-7 victory. That was here at home. Collinsville has not beaten Belleville East in the home and away game in the same season in over 20 years. 3-1 now the count to Evan Gray. And here comes the next from Bovenette. That's it's the outside corner. Gray thought he had a ball 4 there and was already on his way to first. Home plate umpires hate that. Next pitch to Gray from Bovenette, swinging a foul ball out of play. Last year, I was wrong on that, wasn't I? Collinsville lost at home 2-0 on the 28th of March, then won at Belleville East 6-4. April 26th, swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Gray. 4th strikeout on the afternoon for Bovenette. And that's the first out of the inning, and that brings up Gage Cruz. Cruz struck out in his first plate appearance and then popped up to Bovenette back in the 3rd. That was the sky-high major league type fly ball. That one stayed up there forever. Cruz from the left side takes the ball outside. Bovenette ready with the next. That one's a called strike. It was almost in the same place the last pitch was. Yes, that's my text messages going off. Collinsville loses softball at O'Fallon, 10-0. High fly ball. TJ Williams is going to go back by the scoreboard. He'll camp underneath this ball, and he'll bring it in. That was a little bit of a adventure out there trying to track that one down. Been a couple of years since I did a softball game at the new O'Fallon baseball and softball fields at the new school over there on Milburn. So I was asking Mr. Kettler, because he was over there, if anything has changed, because those fields were still a little bit under construction the last time I was there. And he tells me, nope, if you came out here to do a game, you would be setting up the same way you did last time, on the ground right behind home plate. So probably won't be doing many games from O'Fallon until they, of course, they are hosting a regional or something like that. Then we'll have to. 2-0 the count, 2 outs, 1 more strike and get Devin Bovenet a 1-2-3 inning for the first time. That one's low. Bovenet has had runners on in every inning except for this one right here. And he's behind in the count to Jack Tenner. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. So 4 straight pitches out of the strike zone for Bovenet. And Devin gives up his 5th walk. And will have to wait for his first 1-2-3 inning. Gabe Tyndall, the catcher, due up next. Tyndall sacrificed a runner over back in the 2nd. And then doubled to lead off the 4th. Made it to 3rd on a Morski error. And then came home to score in that 3-run 4th inning. Foul ball out of play. Throw over. Bovenet stays high. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Gabe Tyndall. Bovenet ready with the next. Swing and a miss. Now Bovenet ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss, and down on strikes is Tyndall, and that is the 3rd strikeout on the afternoon the 4th strikeout on the afternoon for Devin Bovenet, and he gets out of that inning relatively easy. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Collinsville coming up to the plate. They still have some work to do. They trail by a score of 5-1.
I'm a random windstorm. Shaky, 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 shaky. Shaky, shaky. And if you got cut rate insurance, you could be picking up this tab yourself. So get Allstate. You can save some cash and be better protected from mayhem like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands? Call me, Mike Cluck with Allstate, for a quote today.
Pack Mail, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere.
Ray. And he will be facing the middle of the order here for Collinsville. Devin Bovenet, TJ Williams, and Sam Phelps. We need some base runners. Getting kind of late. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Clouds have thinned out. Sunshine's been abundant here for the last hour or so. Gray ready to go to Bovenet. And a swing right back to the screen for Devin. He reached on a walk. And his courtesy runner was thrown out at 2nd. And a strikeout by Bovenet back in the 3rd. Gray shaking off the first sign from Tyndall. Has the one that he wants. Brings it. Low. Ball 1. 1-1. Gray ready with the next. That one stays low as well. So not a good day for the girls softball team. They lose to O'Fallon 10-0. I'm sure that one was a shortened game. They probably only played 5. Here we are in the 5th here, 5-1. And a pitch high to Balvanet, and he's ahead in the count 3-1. TJ Williams waits on deck. Need base runners. A few of them. Got to start with the first one, though. Here's the 3-1 to Balvanet. Swinging a high fly ball. This one is going to stay on the infield as Gray calls for it right in front of the home plate area and takes it in for out number 1. That'll bring in TJ Williams. TJ, strikeout victim in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the third and was stranded at first base. So Collinsville split the home and away last year with Belleville East before losing in the regional championship game to the Lancers. Last time Collinsville lost both the home and away games to the Lancers was in 2016. Gray, ready to go to Williams. Up high and inside, ball 1. The last win by Collinsville over the Lancers was last year. Last win on this field was in 2015. Foul ball out of play off the bat of Williams. And I mentioned earlier they have not beaten Belleville East in a home and away series in the same season in over 20 years. They'll have to battle back if they want to erase that mark, as they trail right now to the Kahawks 5-1. Next pitch is in there for a strike to Williams. He's in a hole, 1 ball, 2 strikes, with Sam Phelps waiting on deck. Gray brings the next to Williams, and another foul ball over the press box here. Gray's ready with the next one. Here's the 1-3, or excuse me, 1-3. Strike 2. I know, looked at the screen and that's what it said. 1 ball, 3 strikes. So I just read what I saw. TJ Williams down on strikes for the second time this afternoon. And for Gray, strikeout number 6. And Sam Phelps checks in. Mr. Phelps, 1 for 1 this afternoon. One of only 2 base hits for the Kahawks here this afternoon. One by Phelps to lead off the second. He walked in his last plate appearance, so officially 1 for 1. Next pitch from Gray to Phelps. Outside, hits the corner. 1-1. Here is the 1-1. That one is outside, gets away from the catcher, Tyndall. He's had a little bit of a rough day back there behind home plate. But his team's up front, 5-1, so I'm sure that's the only thing he really cares about at this point. Evan Gray ready with the next pitch to Phelps. Here it is, swinging a slow roller. Shortstop Georgian charges, and then he gives way for Cruz at third, but neither one of them can get it. That ball was hit really slow and took a while to get through that infield thick grass. Nothing to do there, so reaching with the third base hit of the afternoon for the Kahawks is Sam Phelps, his second base hit of the afternoon. Comes with 2 outs, so up to Cody Smith now, or excuse me. I have Matt Campbell down as number 13, but not really sure who that is at this point. Coming in for Cody Smith. First pitch. Gets away from the catcher again. Phelps down to second base. That was a wild pitch. 4th one corked today by Evan Gray. Who'd you say that was? Oh. So Phelps down at second base for the second time today. Now he is going to be ran for by, I have no idea. Oh, that's Kenny Lutz again. Never mind. I did scratch out that number and write the right one in. I will have to make sure that I get an updated roster with new numbers with these new uniforms from Coach Warnicki before we do our next baseball game. Because I feel like a moron not knowing the numbers and names for my own players. Runner at second, 2 outs. 1-0 pitch on the way. Inside. 2-0. Well, I heard somebody say, go ahead. Come on, Matt. So I'm going to, Matt Campbell. Campbell stands in from the right side. Looks at one as a called strike. Matt Campbell on the year so far, batting .222. This is his 10th at bat on the year. Campbell with a runner at second. Swings right through it. He was trying to call a timeout, and home plate umpire said no. 2-2 the count now to Matt Campbell. Gray from the stretch has a runner to deal with at second base. 2-2 the count. Campbell checks on him and brings it home. A little high and inside. That'll put the count at full. 3-2. Runner at second. 2 outs. Lutz has his lead from second base. Gray brings it. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Campbell. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Gray. And he now has 7 on the day. And Collinsville having a hard time dealing with this young pitcher from Belleville East. We head now to the top of the 6th inning. Collinsville trailing this contest by a score of 5-1.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today, 618-344-2800, or on the Missouri side, 314-241-5253, or online, lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Let's thank the city of Collinsville. They are proud supporters of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. And if you would like to know what's going on in the city as far as events are concerned, well, you can head to Facebook and type in City of Collinsville and then click on the event tab. And there you will probably find they have Easter stuff coming up on April the 13th. They have an adult Easter egg hunt and a bunny visit with the little kids. May 4th is Spring Farm Day. The 26th, they will have a Memorial Day block party and fireworks. And then starting in June, the 15th to be exact, will be Movies on Main. Mary Poppins returns on the 15th of June. And then the 22nd will be Hotel Transylvania 3. Here is Riley Foss. It'll be Faust and Don John. Then back to the top of the order. And Georgian here for the Lancers. In their half of the 6th inning. Faust fouls one down the third base line to get his at-bat started. He was a strikeout victim his first time up back in the 2nd inning. And then he singled, knocked in a run, came around to score himself back in that 3-run 4th inning. And now in an 0-2 hole as Balvanet is back out there. Oh, nice curveball, and that totally fooled Faust. Faust was way out in front of that one. Strikeout number 6 on the afternoon for Balvanet. And up steps Dylan Donjon. Donjon 0 for 2 on the afternoon with a fly out and a ground out. pitch. A little high and tight. Ball 1. Next pitch on the way. That one's a strike on the outside portion of the plate. One pitch. Here it is. Swinging a shot down the third base line, but foul. Balvanette. Ready. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Balvanette. 2 outs. Back to the top of the order in Z. Georgian. Zechariah. Z-E-C-H-A-R-I-A-H. Zechariah. He's a senior. Stands in from the left side. And skies one out toward Morski in left field. Morski getting turned around and then turns himself back around the other way. And Collinsville and Devin Balvanette have their first 1, 2, 3 inning defensively here this afternoon. And that brings us to the bottom of the 6th. And Collinsville needs base runners to have a chance. They trail 5-1.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, and accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs, sauces, and they donate 25 cents of each unit sold to first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
Well, let's thank my good buddy Peyton Blaylock. Peyton Blaylock has switched teams. He is now with Keller Williams Marquee. So if you're looking to buy a new home or sell your current one, you can trust the Blaylock team with Keller Williams Marquee. Give them a call. That would be Mr. Peyton Blaylock or his lovely wife Emily, 780-4622. You can visit them online, www.blaylockteam.com. While you're there, ask about their HERO program, which gives discounts to law enforcement officers, teachers, firefighters, nurses, and EMTs. We have a new pitcher. It is no longer Evan Gray. That would belong to Jack Timmer. Jack, who's been playing second base all afternoon, will give way for Gray. So we just swap out positions. First person up is Garrett Morski. Morski from the left side takes the ball high. So that closes the book on Gray. Well, he had a pretty good game. Only gave up 3 hits. He walked 4, struck out 7. Did uncork about 4 wild pitches in this game, but really none of them have come back to hurt him. First 2 pitches missed to Morski. Morski has struck out, singled, and scored the only run in this game for Collinsville here this afternoon. Looks at another called strike on the outside corner. Morski awaits the next from Timmer. Swinging a chance for the shortstop. One hops it. Georgian throws over in time for out number 1. Coach Andy Sidwell down there arguing the fact that he thinks that the first baseman got pulled off the bag. So does Coach Warnicki. He came in from the third base side and thinks that his player was safe as well. Now they want the first base umpire and the home plate umpire to talk about it to see what the home plate umpire saw. Andy Sidwell down there saying that he flashed the safe sign right off the bat, thinking that the first baseman's foot was off the bag, but the umpires talk about it, and they say that's not the case. So, 6-3 on the put out. For out number 1, here is Spencer Vlasic. Spencer has walked and has been hit by a pitch, so no official at bat this afternoon for young Mr. Vlasic. He looks at one high. Timmer with the next, swing and a miss by Vlasic. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Kyle Moore waits on deck here for Collinsville, and that one hits Vlasic. So for the second bat in a row, Vlasic hit by a pitch. First one came out of the hands of Evan Gray. This one comes out of the hands of Jack Timmer. Told you, got to have base runners to have a chance. Take them any way you can get them. Here is Kyle Moore. Moore popped up to the pitcher Gray back in the second, and he received a walk by Gray back in the fourth. Collinsville down by 4. Need more base runners. This one's outside, but it hits the corner. 0-1. Noah Scrum waits on deck. Timmer from the stretch brings the next one home, and that one almost hit Moore. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Next pitch. That one hits the outside corner for a called strike. Next pitch from Timmer on the way, a foul ball just as Spencer Vlasic was off and running. So everybody back to where they belong. Vlasic goes back to first. It is a 1 ball, 2 strike count against Kyle Moore. Timmer from the stretch checks on his runner, brings it home. Swinging a chance for the second baseman and a double play. Over to short, back over to first, not in time. So we'll just trade runners. 4-6 on out number 2, and Moore reaches on the fielder's choice. So Noah Scrum, it's up to him. Scrum singled his last time up and knocked in the only run of the game for the Kahawks, bringing home Garrett Morski in that 4th inning. So Scrum officially 1 for 2 on the afternoon, or excuse me, 1 for 3. Next pitch to Noah, gets away from the catcher, and he's been having a battle back there all day. That one was in the dirt. First wild pitch by Timmer. 5 wild pitches on the afternoon by Belleville East, but Collinsville has not been able to capitalize. So runner down at second, 2 outs, 2-0 count in favor of Noah Scrum. Timmer ready to go. Hits him. Hit him in that pad that he wears on that left elbow. 3rd hit batter issued also by the Maroon or the Lancers here this afternoon. So Moore down to second. Noah Scrum on at first. Jake Holton coming up to the plate, but first the Lancers want to talk things over. Should have brought my coat up here. Sun's back, dipped below the horizon, so no more sunshine, and the temperature has dropped a few degrees here. It never was real warm here in the press box because, as I mentioned, we do not see sunshine in this press box at all. At least not for a 4:30 start. Maybe if you had a 10 o'clock in the morning start, you might. Here is Jake Holton. Holton has had a very busy day. He's been on the base paths a couple of times. He's been wiped out a couple of times. He's stolen a base. And he's up there with runners on first and second. That one gets away from Tyndall. But this time, the runners do not advance. Noah Scrums at first base. Kyle Moore's at second. Jake Holton, chance to do some damage here. Devin Balvanette waits on deck. Timmer brings it. Slow. Ball 1-1-1. Action in both bullpens for both teams. Here's the next from Timmer. Swing and a miss by Holton. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Gage Cruz. No, it's not Gage Cruz. What did I see down there? 11, that's right. Sam McNulty is warming up for the Lancers. Swinging a shot down the third base line for Cruz. It takes a bad hop on him. It rolled right up his glove and almost hit him in the chin. Everybody is safe. Jake Holton reaches on an error. Second error this afternoon by the Lancers. So down to third goes Moore. Over to second is Scrum, and Jake Holton's on at first base. And here's Devin Balvanette. Boy, if he can get behind one here, we'll be tied up in an instant. Balvanette still looking for his first home run on the year. Here's the pitch. Strike call. Balvanette looked good to him. He thought about it. Got about halfway through swinging and held up. TJ Williams waits on deck, but right now it's up to Balvanette. Here's the next pitch. Swinging a shot right through the gap between third and short, and then it gets past the left fielder Barton out there, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. That is going to clear the bases. Collinsville will score 3 runs. Balvanette caught at second base, but he's in there safely. Devin Balvanette with a 3 RBI shot right between third and second base. We'll give him credit for a single. And then a big error out there committed by the Lancers to score 3 runs here for Collinsville, and all of a sudden the Kahawks are back to within a run. Oh, now the sun's coming in here, huh? Just what I said when I went down to look at my computer. I can't see it because the sun's shining on it. Ow. Paul Falby will come in and run for Balvanette at second as he represents the tying run, so you need some speed out there. And looks like we are going to have a pitching change. So we will step aside for just a moment. We're going to leave it right here, though, and I'll just turn down the volume and be back in a moment. New pitcher is Gabe Tyndall. And TJ Williams muscles one. Second baseman has it. That's Gray. Over to first for the out. Collinsville scores 3 runs. We head to the 7th, 5-4.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Devin Balvanette back to work here in the 7th inning. Lancers up by 1. And the first batter up is Drew Gray. Gray, single, walk, 2 runs scored in this game. Up high. 2-0. Drew Gray, Sam McNulty, and Evan Gray due up here in the top of the 7th for the Lancers. That one's inside. Ball 3. So Balvanette falling behind 3-0 here to the leadoff hitter. Shot down the first base line, but foul. We'll do it all over again. Balvanette ready. Here's the 3-1. Walked him. That is the 8th walk issued this afternoon here by Devin Balvanette. And it'll bring up Sam McNulty, the designated hitter. McNulty has popped up twice on the infield. Once to third, once to short. The bat in between that was a walk, and he was stranded at third base. Looks like we may have a pitching change now by Collinsville. Waiting to see if Coach Warnicki takes the ball. He will. So we will have a pitching change. We'll come back and tell you a little bit about all these changes in just a minute here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
Riker Kane will come up to pitch for Collinsville. Devin Bovenet's, excuse me. Let's try that all over again. Riker Kane will come in to pitch for Collinsville. Devin Bovenet's day is finished on the mound. He will move over to third base and take over there for Brant Mode. And Kane comes into this contest. This is going to be his 4th game. He has an 0-1 record. He's pitched 11 innings, and he has a ERA right at 3. Also, Kane's 7 strikeouts to go along with 3 walks. And he'll be out there with no one out and a runner on at first. Drew Gray, Bovenet, 8 walks. He is responsible for the runner over at first base. 4 strikeouts on the afternoon. And it'll be Sam McNulty. Will first face Kane first. Pitch in the dirt. Five-4. Lancers lead by 1. Kane, the lefty, works. Shot down the first base line, but foul. Lancers still have action going on in their bullpen. Riker Kane from the stretch. Checks on his runner, Gray, at first. Brings it outside. Ball gets away from Vlasic. Just a little bit off to his left, and that was far enough for Gray to go down to second base. Pass ball. First one of the day for Collinsville. They've not had any wild pitches as well either. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball. This one is going to be back here and lands about 3 rows up into the seats. Luckily for everybody involved, that row was empty. Two and 2. Been a long one here. Game's over 2 hours old now. We're still in regulation. McNulty calls time. He's ready. So's Kane. Here's the pitch. It's low. Ball 3. 3 and 2. Well, Collinsville trailed 5-1. Now it's 5-4. So that is a big run down there at second base for the Lancers. Here's the next pitch. McNulty fouls it, and the count remains 3 and 2. Kane's ready with the next swing, and a shot up the middle, right past the diving Noah Scrum, and the Lancers are going to get one of those runs back. Coming all the way from second base, Drew Gray. McNulty with an RBI single. And that was an important run for the Lancers. If you're a Lancers fan, that was an important run. 6-4. That brings in Evan Gray. Gray started off the day pitching. and is on the winning side of the record books right now. And since he was taken off the mound, he has put himself at second. Well, his coach put him at second base. Inside and low on the next pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out here. Top of the 7th. Lancers trying to add to their lead. Right now it's 6-4. Pitch. Chance for, no, right past Noah Scrum's glove again. Out to the outfield it goes. Up with it is Moore. He'll throw it into Scrum, and we have runners at the corners with no one down. Ninth hit on the afternoon for the Lancers. The next batter, Gage Cruz. Cruz is 0 for 3 on the afternoon. A strikeout, 2 pop-ups. Runners on the corners, nobody out. And that pitch just misses the outside corner. And Kane having a hard time getting ahead in the count here to batters. Next delivery, swing and a miss. First 3 have reached here in the top of the 7th for Belleville East. Drew Gray has already came around to score. Runners on first and third. Nobody out. Here's the 2-1. Swinging a shot back to the Belleville East dugout. Everybody's jumping rope over there. Kane back to work from the stretch. 2-2 pitch. Nope. Instead he steps off. Now he's ready to go once again. Here's the pitch. Outside. Full count. Kane ready with the next. Swinging a high fly ball. Center fielder Moore is on the run, and he gets there. Runner's going to tag from third and come in to score. Staying at first on the play was Evan Gray. That's the first out of the inning. RBI sacrifice fly for Gage Cruz. And it's now 7-4. And here is Ryan Gunter, who will come in and pitch for, or excuse me, bat for Jack Timmer. Runner at first base, 1 out. Runner goes. Here's the pitch. It's high. Throw is off to the shortstop side of the second base bag. Evan Gray is in there with a stolen base, and that is the 3rd stolen base on the afternoon for the Lancers. So another runner in scoring position, and so far the Lancers have gotten 2 of those 3 runs back that Collinsville scored in the bottom of the 6th. Swinging a chance for Scrum. He scoops it, throws over to first base, and in time for the out. 2 away. That brings up Gabe Tyndall. Tyndall doubled and scored in the 4th, struck out in the 5th, and reached on a sacrifice all the way back in the 2nd. Runner goes from second to third. Here's a throw and a little hesitation there by Vlasic. I think he was trying to wait and see if Bovenet was going to get to the bag in time. And that hesitation cost him because that ball got there just at the same time. that Gray did. Another stolen base. And for Gray, that's his third, team's fourth. Swing and a miss. Kane took something off. 2 outs, 0-2 the count to Gabe Tyndall. Here's the next, up high. Riley Faust waits on deck. Kane trying to get Tyndall to end the inning. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Throw down to first base. It is going to be in time. So the inning does come to a close, but not before the Lancers played a couple more. We head to the home half of the 7th now, and the Kahawks trail by 3 runs. They need some base runners to have an opportunity. We'll tell you all about it next on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today, 618-344-2800, or on the Missouri side, 314-241-5253, or online, lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Gabe Tyndall is back out on the mound for the Lancers as Belleville East has a 7-4 lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Collinsville down to their final 3 outs here in this one, and it'll be the meat of the order coming up. Devin Bovenet. Or excuse me, it is not the meat of the order. Sorry, TJ Williams got the last out. So Sam Phelps will lead things off, followed by Matt Campbell. And then Garrett Morski, if anyone can get on. Spencer Vlasic will have a chance to bat. And we need to get a few of these Kahawks on the base paths here to have a chance. Trailing by 3. Collinsville in jeopardy of losing their 3rd game of the year. Lancers have already lost 3. They are 6-3 when they came into this one. Collinsville 6-2. First pitch to Phelps is low. Phelps has singled. That was in his first plate appearance. In the second, he has received a walk and another single, and he pops this one up. This one's going to be in foul territory if anyone can get to it, and no one can. Right in front of the pitcher's mound down there in the visitors' bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Sam Phelps, the DH this afternoon. Don't think we're going to have much of a post-game show. I'm running low on my minutes for my hot spot, and I've got a doubleheader softball game Saturday, so we're going to try to conserve as we had to do the switchover here at Woodland Park when the Wi-Fi goes away at 6 o'clock. So we've been running on the hot spot here for 45 minutes now. I'll apologize early to Culp Jennings Florist. Strike 3 called. Phelps down on strikes. Gray had 7 while he was in there, and now Timmer has 1. 1 out. Now it's up to Matt Campbell. Campbell came in last inning, or came in the 5th inning, excuse me, and struck out. Looks at one, a called strike here in his bat in the 7th. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Oh, 2. turns into an 0-3. Back-to-back. Kahawks caught looking at third strikes. So it's all up to Garrett Morski to keep this game alive. Morski, a strikeout victim himself. He got caught looking back in the second. Singleton scored in the fourth and then grounded out. And now singles right past the diving try there of Georgian over at shortstop. So Morski, 2 singles on the day. Morski grounded out to the shortstop to start off that 6th inning, in which Collinsville ended up scoring 3 runs. So Morski gives the Kahawks life. So it's up to Spencer Vlasic to keep it going now. Vlasic has reached base all 3 times. A walk, and he's been hit by a pitch twice in this game. But officially, 0 for 3. Or excuse me, no official at bat until now. Base hit out into left field. 2 bouncer in front of Barton out there in left field. And here we go. Told you have to have a base runner to have a chance. That chance now belongs to Kyle Moore. If he can get himself underneath one, this game would be tied. Runners at first and second, 2 away with Noah Scrum waiting on deck. Kyle Moore, really all he needs to do, he doesn't need to hit a 3-run home run right now, although that would be nice. All he needs to do is get on base, keep the line moving. Kyle Moore reached on a fielder's choice, came around to score in that 3-run 6th inning. Other than that, he has popped up and walked. Timmer pitches, stays a little high, ball 1. Morski down at second. Vlasic over at first. Moore up at the plate. Here's the pitch. That one's a ball as well. Unless, of course, Collinsville does something dramatic here, then we will. There's a little slow roller. This one's going to be tough. It's in no man's land, and no man is going to get it. That bounced over toward third base. Timmer came off the mound to try to glove it. He did, but by the time he did, he was already by third base. So everyone is safe, and it's up now to Noah Scrum. Back-to-back-to-back base hits after back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning, and here comes Noah Scrum, who could end it all in one swing. How about a walk-off grand slam home run? Sure. Hey, I got you. Timmer in some trouble. Scrum waits the first, stays high, ball 1. Noah on the afternoon was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. He came around to score later, singled in the 4th, struck out in the 3rd, and a fly out to center field in his first at bat, way back in the 1st inning. Seems like another year ago. Swinging a little cue ball shot to the second baseman. Gray is up with it. He'll throw over to first base, and that'll end the game. Collinsville strands the bases loaded. And that's the way this one comes to a close. We will make a little transition into the post-game show, brought to you by my friends at Cullip Jennings Florist. Cullip Jennings Florist, a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Cullip Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. You can stop in for weekly specials right now, all about the spring flowers. They have spring flowers galore, and they are looking to pass those on to you and some great savings. It comes with a vase, anywhere from $25 to $35, depending on which variety of spring flower you purchase. Plus, don't forget, Easter is this month. So if you have a nice dining room set up and you're ready to host Easter dinner, but you need a centerpiece for Easter, well, give the folks at Cullip Jennings Florist a call. 344-0404, online, CullipJennings.com. We have an abbreviated post-game show coming your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, CullipJennings.com. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, and accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs, sauces, and they donate 25 cents of each unit sold to first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com. Cullup Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullup Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullup Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullup Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullup Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullupjennings.com.
Back here in the abbreviated version of the Cullup Jennings Florist post-game show, Collinsville drops this one today by a final score of 7-4. For Belleville East, 7 runs on 9 hits. They committed a couple errors and left 6 base runners on. Collinsville picked up 4 runs on 6 hits. They committed 1 error, and they left 10 base runners on. Big inning for the Collinsville Kahawks was the 6th inning. They scored 3 runs, and they did all that off of just 1 base hit. So they had their chances, but couldn't quite come through with it. Belleville, they started off with a run in the first and tacked another one on in the 3rd inning. And then a 3-run 4th inning and a 2-run 7th inning kind of did the Kahawks in, as assistant coach Andy Sidwell joins us now. Coach, we're going to kind of keep this short. I've been operating off hotspot minutes for a long time now. This is one of those games that just took forever, didn't it?
Yes, yeah. It was a little slow played game.
Slow played game, and the guys, they just couldn't quite find a way to get that extra hit, get that extra run, and the base paths killed you guys today.
Yeah, we kind of killed ourselves on a couple of opportunities. We put pressure on them, but we got to clean up the mistakes on the base paths.
And what'd you see in Devin Bovenette? You talk about some laboring out there. He looked like he was laboring.
Yeah, he was. That last inning, he was running on fumes. Hey, he still goes out there and he gives you everything he's got, and he's out there throwing strikes. And it would have been nice to get him out of that last inning, but I think he just ran out too much gas.
Oh, yeah, he's a battler, though. You could tell that. He wants the ball, and he's out there ready to go. But
he does not like to be taken out.
No, well, I don't know anyone who likes to be taken out of a game when they're playing in it. But the Lancers just had a little bit too much for you today. They stringed together some hits when they needed to.
Oh, yeah. They did a great job of hitting in key situations. When they had guys in scoring position, they did a good job of putting the ball in play. They had our outfielders playing a little deep just from balls that were hit deep, and when you do that, now infield ground balls turn into easy runs scored from second, because you gotta respect the power that they got.
Oh yeah, Evan Gray was on fire too, man. He had 7 strikeouts in that game.
Yeah, he's tough. He's a good pitcher, best we've seen so far this year. And I thought our guys fought well.
Yeah.
We battled. We had, I think, runners almost on every inning. So we put pressure on them. We come up next time against them with a couple of big hits. We're right back in it. We might win the game.
Am my schedule right? You guys got them again in 2 days?
Correct. Yeah, the conference now this year plays home and away, same team, Tuesday, Thursday.
Really?
So, yeah, we will be at East.
It's almost like a hockey schedule.
Yeah.
Home and away games.
It's the first time. I actually like it because, you're going to see different pitchers. So you're really going to see which teams really have some depth.
And you got to have short memories too, because 2 days later you face them again, and whatever happened in the first game, you're going to remember that.
That's the great thing about baseball is that there's a game tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we get to see these guys again, and hopefully Thursday we pull out a W.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate the visit.
All right, thank you.
Andy Sidwell, the assistant coach there for your Collinsville Kahawks. That's going to do it for us. The girls lose this afternoon as well. They lost at O'Fallon by a score of 10-0, and I am still awaiting for the soccer score, but I haven't not got that yet. So just pay attention to the Facebook page. We'll pass all that along to you as we get it. Our next action will be soccer. That'll be Thursday at home as your Collinsville Lady Kahawks host the O'Fallon Lady Panthers, and then we have a doubleheader softball game scheduled for you on Saturday against Waterloo. So until then, my name is Todd Duke, and until Thursday, have a fantastic evening.